Hello, my loves, and welcome to this week's episode of I Think I Need Therapy. Today, I wanted to hop on and talk all about my wellness habits and how you all can start your wellness routine, getting into habits that are good for you, and just how to stay healthy and on top of things this summer and for your whole life in general, actually. If you don't know, I was a college athlete and I am retired now. I know, I feel like every episode I bring this up. I'm sorry for returners. I have to talk about it. But I feel like it gives me some credentials for this episode. But being retired and not having a sport to, be working for and to be staying fit and healthy for, it's hard because now I have to shift my goals and I have to shift my mindset of things. And so I've been trying to adapt to that, given it hasn't been that long yet. But still, I've been thinking about it and trying to just build a plan for myself, build a routine for myself, and just set little goals for myself for every day and for the week, and just trying to keep myself healthy, because being an AT1 athlete, a college athlete, we have to work out every single day, multiple times a day. We have to show up, we have to stay on top of things. We have to lift, everything's planned out for us. Our workouts are planned out for us, set out for us. It's just here's the time of day you're gonna go to the gym. Here's the time of day you're gonna be on the track. This is what we're working for. Here is your workout planned out, set out for you. Do these things. Yeah. And then you get constant reminders all the time of you have to be eating, make sure you're drinking your water, make sure you're staying hydrated. We have a whole nutrition station set out for us of all this food for us to eat. We have nutritionists, we have everyone just taking care of us, making sure we are healthy. And now it's my responsibility. Now I have to learn how to do that for myself without all of these people looking out for me and taking care of me. And it has been the biggest adaptation that I've had to make. So anyways, I have a plan and I have some new things that I am trying to stay on top of and take care of myself. Obviously, it is difficult, and I don't want to lose I think the biggest thing, honestly, is that I realize is your body. I know that my body could change, and that scares me, especially someone who has had an eating disorder. It is very scary to think about, I don't have my sport now that's keeping me on top of things and keeping me fit and keeping me active and so I don't know what's going to happen to my body now that I'm not an athlete. And that is really scary for me. But my biggest goal is staying healthy. And if you are someone who's listening to this who just wants to be healthy, if you want to lose weight, this is not the place for you, because I do not condone or promote weight loss things, but being healthy will give you the body that you're meant to be in, and the healthiest body, and that is all you can ask for, is living in a healthy body and learning to be confident by feeling comfortable in who you are, and just be confident in the habits that you have, if that makes sense. But anyways, moving on from that little talk, if you do want to build a healthy, sustainable routine and lifestyle, then I want to give you guys all the help and all the tips today, and just share how I'm kind of doing that now that I am in Orca, a non-athlete. And Orca means old retired collegiate athlete, apparently. So I love calling myself an Orca whenever I can. But now that I'm not an athlete, how I'm going to be doing this and going to the goals, like I said, my first goal is just to stay healthy, but digging deeper into that, there is a process to goals, and it's not just I want to be healthy. Okay, but how are you going to be healthy? Like, what are the steps to get there? And I think this is a place where a lot of people like fall off, or they, they don't do correct, and it leads them to not achieving their goals. Because if we set a goal, you need to know like your broad, overarching, like fulfilling achievement, like the big goal. Where are you trying to get to? What's the vision? And so for me, it's just having something that's sustainable, a lifestyle that is sustainable that I can do now. Like, not being an athlete, I had that athlete lifestyle that was sustainable because, that's what I was doing. But now, for the rest of my future, like building habits, building a lifestyle that I can see as something that is sustainable with like having hard schooling, or like working shift work, or working period, and even like maybe once I have kids, like what are some habits that I can build and engrave into my day and my routine and stick to for myself for a long time, to be healthy and to be the best version of myself, and to feel just comfortable and confident in this body, and be able to, still do all the things that I love to do. So that is my overarching vision and goal, and I hope that's yours too. If it's something different, then think about that, and then you break it down. Okay, like, how am I going to get that? How am I going to achieve this goal? Well, first, I need to have the goal of building a routine, building habits. Okay, so then I'm going to break it down into the categories. So with fitness and nutrition, and then my mental health. So those are the three big main categories. So then I can break down goals within those of like, I'm sure you all have heard of SMART goals. So, okay, wait, I've literally gone over these every single year. I really hope I get it right. But I think it means specific, measurable, attainable, and time specific or timely, something like that. So you want to make your goals that way, and you want to base your goals around that. So you want to be very, very specific with them and add like a time measurement. You have to say, my goal is to work out for at least 20 minutes 3 times a week for the next 2 months. Then after that, I'm going to build the goal of working out 3 times a week, at least 1 hour. And then you can say like, that is the habit that I want to engrave. That's a routine I want to engrave into my life. And that is specific. That has a time measurement to it. It has all of those things. And is it really something that's realistic and attainable? Yeah, it can be. So that's where I want you guys to base your goals around, and making sure there's something that, it feels like, yes, I can do this. And another big mistake a lot of people make with goals is just jumping right into it, like thinking that they're gonna get to the end point right off the bat. No. You have to start slow, and you have to take the steps to get there. And the beauty of everything is the journey, is the process, and like falling back, starting small and then getting bigger. You don't want to be perfect right off the bat. Okay, sometimes we do, but it's not realistic to be, and we rarely can be. So if you think that, like, look at where you're starting from. Look at your starting point. Be very realistic. If you never step in the gym, if you are not active whatsoever, if you never eat vegetables or fruit at all, or if you rarely do, if you eat out 10 times a day, not 10 times a day, damn. If you eat out every day or something like this, just look at where you're starting from and then scale back. Be like, okay, I'm only going to eat out like 5 times this week, or I'm going to go for a walk on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, I'm going to text my friend and we're going to go for a walk. And if they can't go, I'm still going to go. Set like little goals, like stepping stones. Like, okay, I'm just going to make the goal of being active twice this week, just for like 10 minutes. Or I'm going to set the goal of meditating for 3 minutes at least once this week. Just start somewhere. You don't have to start big. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people just make the mistake of, is like thinking they have to start big. You do not have to start big. Start small and work your way up. Baby steps. So going back to me, I am going to start, because right now, like, yes, I already have the routine. I already have the habit of and the motivation to work out. So I set the goal for myself, or like the intention, to just be active. Like, find some movement in every day. Like, one day can be a rest day, but I just want to move my body every day in some form, some shape or form, every day. That could be golfing, that could be going for a walk, that could be doing yoga, it could be actually going to the gym, it could be going for a run, but just moving my body and making sure I'm staying active and living an active lifestyle, which I don't think I could ever let go of, because I just genuinely love being active. So it hasn't been too hard. But like, even I haven't worked out today, but I genuinely like have the urge to go to the gym. Like, I want to like do a workout because it's fulfilling to me and fun. So that's my goal, is just to be active every single day, at least for like, 15 minutes, which isn't that hard. Like, if I go golfing, it's gonna be like 3 hours, 2 hours, maybe not that long, depends on the day. But yeah, just being active for at least 15 minutes, moving my body every single day in some shape or form, 5 to 6 days out of the week. That is my goal, because I've been working out my whole life, and for the past 4 years I've been working out like crazy. So I do want to allow myself to like take a step back and be able to just relax and do whatever I want to do with my workouts, and figuring out like what that's gonna look like for me now. And obviously it's gonna change with my life and just what I enjoy and what I'm motivated for. Like, it's gonna change frequently, but just figuring out right now what I want to do and what kind of workouts I'm gonna enjoy doing is kind of like the vibe I'm in, situation I'm in right now. So yeah, moving on to like food. As I said, I had an eating disorder, so I've had to go through lots of stuff with meals and food planning and food, period. I've seen a dietitian for like years, 3 years, 4 years maybe, long time. I was seeing a dietitian, a nutritionist, and I've learned a lot. So now I kind of am very confident with the way I eat, and just it is like, that's not an area of my life that I'm too concerned about, just because I've spent the past 5-6 years of my life like perfecting it and getting to a place where like I have these habits and just stuff engraved in me. So I'll give you just guys a little bit of a background on, or details into that, because I am someone who like, I eat my meals. I eat 3 meals every single day, sometimes not 3. Now that I'm working, it's very hard to, and I understand that. But when I can, I always eat 3 meals, even if it's like they're later or something like that. I try and have 3 full balanced meals every single day. Sometimes it's just 2, but it's never just 1. We always eat our meals. Thank you. And with those meals, like, I always have a fruit, I always have a vegetable, something like that. I always have a carb, and I always have a protein. Like, I know this is something some people don't want to do. They want to be on keto or whatever kind of diet. That's okay, you do you. But personally, I love a balanced plate with all of my food groups on it. I love having the meat, the protein, the vegetable, the dairy, and the carb, and all the fats, and just having it all in every single meal. And that way, like, I'm confident that like I am getting the nutrients that I need in my life. I'm getting all of the things that I need to, be the best version of myself I can, be the healthiest version of myself I can. And so I know that area I'm confident that like I'm doing pretty good in. And if you're someone who you're like, you don't know like what nutrients maybe your body is lacking right now with the way you're eating, you can always go get like checked up in the hospital and get tests done to see like if you're low on iron, if you're low on vitamin D, or if you're low on other vitamins or something, you can always go get that checked and then get recommendations on what foods you need to incorporate into your diet. And I am a believer in, I don't like the language of cutting things out. I think it's more effective to have language of what you're going to add in, because when you're replacing something or if you're adding something in, it's more attainable. Like, if you think of like in the form of diets where people just say, I'm going to cut out sugar, it's a lot harder than if you say like, oh, I'm going to start eating more natural like fruits and that kind of natural sugar. Because naturally when you start to do it, something else is going to be like taken away. So when you start eating more fruit and you're like, oh, like I'm eating this fruit, it's going to fulfill that need for the artificial sugar. So I like to just say like, I'm going to add this into my habits, into my routines, rather than telling myself I need to cut this out, I need to stop doing that. Like, because that is very like more harsh language. And it seems more daunting rather than like, oh, I'm just going to like, I'm going to start doing this a little bit more and adding it in little by little. Like, it's naturally going to replace something else. And you get to decide what that is replacing. So yeah, that's a little tidbit in there. But what I was saying with food is just like, add in what you're missing. If you are eating out a lot maybe and that's something you want to change, then thinking about like, okay, I'm going to start eating these meals at home more. I'm going to start making food at home more. I'm going to make what you're eating out at home. You're going to start meal planning. Those kind of little goals, or meal prepping, those kind of little goals can help you just start to build the sustainable habits and lifestyle. And obviously, since it is summer, it is so important that we stay hydrated, people. Stay hydrated. I think I sometimes am overhydrated because I've become very dependent on my water bottle and having my water bottle around me at all times. Literally, I bring that thing every fucking where. So I'm overhydrated in a sense. No, I'm not. But I have made it like just a habit and a routine. Like, just have my water bottle around me at all times and like just drinking water. My body is constantly like thirsty. I literally have to have it around or else I will get too thirsty and will be so uncomfortable. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I do recommend just having a water bottle, a reusable water bottle that you can bring with you wherever you go, and staying on top of your water intake and electrolytes. If we're working out, we need to be having our electrolytes. If we're in the sun, we need to be having our electrolytes. When you sweat, you lose electrolytes, and that can cause a lot of different things, a lot of different problems. You can get dizzy more, you can get more headaches and feel more faint, and yeah, you need those. You need those, and it also, electrolytes help you absorb water more. So get on your electrolytes, get on your water. Yes, it is summer, we're out in the sun, we're sweating more. We have to be doing that for ourselves. Like, if you value yourself and you value your health, you want to do these things for yourself. And I want you to want to do these things for yourself. And the mental side of things is always super important, of course. And sometimes we forget about this aspect. Everyone's like, yes, I'm going to get into the gym, I'm going to drink my water, I'm going to eat salad. It's like, no. Also, salad is great, but you need more with it. Anyways, but there's also another aspect to it that can make you feel like you're not healthy when you are physically. The mental aspect of things is a whole other aspect that needs attention, and you need to focus on this one first and foremost and put your mental first and your physical, because it's going to help you a lot. Okay. So some things obviously that we can do to help stay healthy with our mental is obviously by journaling, by having a therapist, by meditating, doing yoga, having creative outlets, but also just by like having hobbies, having different activities in your life that you know you enjoy doing, or having people in your life you know you genuinely enjoy spending time with. things like that. Just things that are going to boost your serotonin, that are going to just make you happy, bring you into the present moment, and give you just a sense of pure enjoyment. Whatever that is, whatever comes to mind, like, find time within your life, within your week, to do more of that. And don't neglect it. Say you're a fisher. Say you love to fish, and that's what makes you so happy. Don't neglect fishing and put it at the back burner because you have so much in your life to do. Make time for it. Like, I know obviously life can get crazy with working and with people in your life, but make time to go fishing. Make time for you, because that's what it's going to help you to be able to keep going through the other things in your life. If you're not making time for yourself, then you can't pour your energy into everything in your life all the time. You need that recharge. You need that moment to just be like, renew yourself and to fully be present and just release all the rest of the things in your life, whatever that is for you. Make time for that. For me, I make a lot of time for my friends, and that does fulfill me, but I also want to start making time to meditate more, because it's something I used to do every single day. Like, it used to be part of my morning routine. I would wake up, meditate. I say used to as in like 4 years ago and I haven't been able to get back into it, but I just want to start by like at least like twice a week doing a little bit of breath work, and here and there throughout my day, in the morning, at night, and just trying to get back into like that breath work and finding a little bit of time for practice meditation. And I do want to make a whole nother episode on how to meditate and the different types of meditation, and also journaling, because journaling is another thing that I do, but there's so many different types of these things that I feel like people don't really get educated on, all the different types, so I want to make an episode on that. But journaling is something that I've started to do more, and it helps at work, because sometimes I have like moments where I'm just like sitting in front of the computer waiting for something to happen, or waiting for someone to come in, and during that time I sometimes just use it to journal, because sometimes my mind is just going at 100 miles per hour and I need to calm myself down and write it all down and help myself to stop overthinking. So journaling is something that does help me, and obviously for me this podcast is definitely a form of self-care for me, and it's like a journal, so this helps for me as well. But like I said, just finding ways to just have a little outlet and have a hobby, have something that fulfills you, even if it's like watching a movie or watching your comfort show. Find time for that. Find time to recharge yourself. It is so important. Okay. And get to the beach, get outside, touch some grass. It's summertime. Like, go outside, enjoy the sun, get that vitamin D, please. Is it D? C? Whatever you get from the sun, get that in you from the sun, absorb it all, go to the beach, feel the breeze of the sea or of the lake or the whatever body of water is near you. If you have one, just enjoy it, please. And find some time to just slow down. This life is so busy, and we can get so caught up on, everything you have to do and everything you have to achieve. And like, even these goals, all your goals and all the things that you have to do and take care of in your life, it can get busy and it can get to be a lot. So find time to slow down, to breathe, and be where your feet are. Just find time to be here and know that you're doing the best that you can. You are doing all that you can, and that is enough as is. But give yourself grace, but also push yourself and find that balance, that in between, to get towards your goals and to, be in a place where you want to be. But don't be too hard on yourself, but also don't let yourself go too much, if that makes sense. Find the balance, find the in-between, and know that you can do it. Believe in yourself and do what's best for you. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to find that enjoyment and to feel confident and comfortable in your body and in your life and in your mind. So know that I love you and I'm always here for you. If you want any more advice or any more details on any of these things, if you need help or if you want to let me know how it's going, please tell me, reach out to me, ask me, DM me. My DMs are always open for you. I love you all so, so much. And as always, I will talk to you again next Tuesday. Okay. Have an amazing week. Bye, guys.